back row, where it's always midnight and there's always an animal munching on something in the background. I'm Diana Genta, and this is episode 8. I think it's also our last episode in 1971. You'll notice that Simon King of the Witches isn't covered in my big opening roll. I'm breaking here a little bit from my regular format of just covering movies that me and my buddies would have had to watch back in my wild college years. I didn't find out about this movie until relatively recently, but I think you'll see that it fits here perfectly. Simon King of the Witches is notorious among witches, and by extension pagans in general. I first saw this when I moved to Minneapolis a couple of decades ago as part of an ongoing pagan movie night. It was billed as bad, and I do remember it being awful. Not just in cinematic quality, but also to my first-degree baby witch eyes. It's full of just crap, not craft. This movie has more odd turns of phrase and awkward pauses than Plan 9 has styrofoam gravestones. I can't cover them all, so consider them Easter eggs for when you watch it for yourself. This film was written by a self-alleged, quote, warlock, with one mediocre screenwriting credit to his name. Andrew Prine, who plays Simon, says that he used his actor's craft to make Simon a real person, but he relied on Robert Phippany's magical craft for the rest. Now we know who to praise and who to blame as we dive into this low-budget, psychedelic, vaguely threatening, dubiously accurate depiction of magic known as... Well, let's let him introduce himself.
My name is Simon.
I'm a great and powerful wizard.
I live in a storm drain.
Like, what? What? That seems really inconvenient. Like, I don't want to be classist and shit, but why would you live in an intentional flood zone? They never really explain this.
But I really am one of the few true magicians.
I'm so badass Dumbledore's stalking me. Warlocks are always getting hassled by the man.
Simon
Sinistrari.
Where do you live, Simon?
Stormbrain, you wouldn't get it.
What is it, Simon?
It's a map of the transit of Venus through the night sky, duh.
A charm.
What's this writing here?
Aramaic.
You speak Aramaic?
Nobody speaks Aramaic. It's a dead language. I know what it means.
Well, what does it say then?
It means suck my dick, pig.
What's it say?
It means I'm spending the night in jail. So once his books and stuff are totally soaked, he's arrested for vagrancy, where he meets Turk, a sweet but dumb kid who's in for loitering. Turk invites Simon to one of the ongoing parties at a fancy rich guy's house who has all sorts of influence and shit. Well, you know, Simon's above that, but once he finds out there's food, home he goes to fetch his party clothes. He shows Turk around the place. You know, like, there's the entrance, there's my nook, there's the outwash to the ocean, don't go down that way. And he explains that he sells spells and shit to make money.
I'm a magician.
All right.
What do you do for your bread?
Loitering, huh? Once at the party, Simon beelines for the buffet like a spoiled suburban incel rushing to 4chan to complain about some bitch who blew him off on the bus because she wasn't impressed with how nice a guy he is, and literally stuffs his face. There is no lack of dated fashion here. Fun stuff. Mickey Dolenz, Turk, outs him to Hercules the host,
He's a magician.
and then fucks off, freeing Simon to creep on pretty girls. Until Hercules cock blocks him with call-out.
And he is coming right off the heap to cast spells and work wonders.
No wonders for free. The price matches the effort.
Right here, Andrew Prine does a pretty nice turn as a carnival huckster slash snake oil salesman, wiping grease and oil off his face onto his clothes, selling minor miracles to the hipsters below and mocking them to make some ready cash.
I have here some minor miracles, tangible to the touch and modest in price. I have here the pentagram of Solomon the King, cunningly engraved in semi-precious metal. This is from Solomon's brother. I have one here that will match your outfit perfectly.
Somehow this impresses his real mark, although later on it's explained that she's a pillhead, so, you know. Hercules, however, is impressed enough that he bankrolls more supplies to make trinkets to entertain his guests. And he also commissions a love spell for Turk, partly out of affection for the kid, but also sort of as a test.
You know what it says on love potions, shake well, but don't tell?
Simon gets right down to it in the storm drain.
Here's the money. And here's the hair.
You sure it's hers?
I took it off the back of her neck.
Holy crap, she has a hairy damn neck.
Vicious?
But hey, if he's into it, I'm not judging.
So we'll need your fluvium and this.
I don't know big words like effluvium, George.
The ambrosial fluid from the instrument of love.
Oh.
I don't know what that means either. So here's where we see our first actual magic, and it's, not shitty. I mean, he doesn't know how to pronounce sigil, and they do it right there in the sewer, which I think is rude to the spirits. But it is kind of a liminal space, which is sort of traditional, so, He calls upon the 4 cardinal directions. He commingles the stand-ins for those affected by the spell, and releases it to the sea. Turk is in this major trance, for some reason. It's not wrong, it's just sort of lame. Now, I am not suggesting you try this at home. Spells are tricky things at best, usually with unintended consequences, as we will see. Also, putting a love spell on someone is a serious dick move.
Effluvium, my boy.
But it's not Simon's last, as we will also see. Back at his day job, Simon is giving a tarot reading to a mocking doofus with a bud on his face.
Is that, you or me?
Colin, be serious.
Yes, you have a magic knife, we get it. It's the stereotypical, you are in grave danger kind of fortune-telling stuff, and the NPC is way too much of an asshole to back down. He even writes Simon a bad check. Oh, that's a funny joke. Hercules is gonna think you're so cool now, that can't possibly go badly. Then we have an awkward scene with Pillhead Linda with lines like,
I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden, along with the sunshine. It's gotta be a little pain sometime.
Hey, if you liked this video, make sure you click subscribe, or ring the bell, or stroke the magic unicorn, whatever it is, wherever you're watching wants you to do, in order to be notified of new videos. Speaking of new videos, make sure you check out my Patreon page. I've got everything I've made posted there, and a donation of even a couple or $5 a month can really make a difference between me having to work my day job all the time, or having the free time to make you more fun shit to brighten your day. You can also find me on social media, and thank you for encouraging my behavior. Have a great day.